All right. Welcome back. So continuing from the last video, I had taken most of my positions out of the market, and we were looking for down moves and possible buy opportunities, right? And what do you know? Here's the Dow, crude oil. Good call. We were looking kind of bullish on gold. Bam. I didn't buy more, but if you look at the last analysis, I was looking at gold in real time during the video saying, oh, wait a second. This is actually looking a bit bullish from here. And that did make a run and try to break the high, and it actually was not rejected on too much volume. We'll get to that. Let's go through it, all right? We're tracking the markets, the Dow, gold, silver, crude, and crypto in this series right here. So again, we left off saying, after I took profit off, most of my positions off in the market, that we were looking for down moves and buy opportunities. Let's go through it. So here's our down move on the Dow. Let's zoom out. Where are we, right? Let's zoom out for a second. We're swing trading. We're position trading. And let's get our bearings again. This was a big fib buy opportunity back there. And just to see that sort of behavior again, how simple it is there. A couple of things we'll look at today, all the volume. So let's just move that up to apply to this situation here. So low to high of that move. And what do we got? Okay. So again, as I say, this is just a popular place to look for these buy opportunities. It doesn't mean you have to buy there. It doesn't mean you can't buy sooner. But we like to have that there as a projection. Just update that, save it. Okay. So basically we're looking at, again, we expected these down moves. I had told you I had gotten out of most of my position here and looking for lower prices to buy. We probably looked at this level, but if you look at the recent support, a lot of these fake breaks, right? We see this a lot. This is actually a fake break of this support here. And then so we get another one, and we make another one, and another one. But it does, again, the failure to break on some higher volume. Let's get in there a little closer now. And let's look at this volume. Again, this was predicted in the last video. We're tracking, and let's see. As we come down, are we going to hit some demand? Now, it's funny, the banking crisis, what are people talking about? I don't know. I don't care. The market needs to come down. It's all fear, whether it's going up or down. That's all it is now. So it'll make you too afraid to buy. So here we go as we come down. We are seeing volume at lower prices, or are we? Actually, now that we get in here, and I do like to go to the 1 hour chart, get this detail, of course, as you know, in my analysis regularly. And this was, I don't know, I'm not following news. I know there's news coming. Oh, interest rate decision, that's right. Which brought the market down. Hey, what a surprise, right? Are we catching on? We're talking about last week, I'm saying, I'm pulling out, I'm waiting for lower prices, and then you're going to look back on yesterday, right? And the catalyst, the reason for this down move is, the fundamentalist traders say, well, interest rate decision came out, and who knew what was going to happen exactly on the chart? But I guess it was predictable they were going to raise rates, but I don't care about that. The point is, we were talking about we need a down move. Okay, news, whatever, we'll take it. So we're predicting news moves a week in advance, right? And we're not trading fundies. So that's all. It's all BS. So down, whatever gets it down there, right? Again, we're locked in with what the big money's doing. If I took profit and I want lower prices to buy, that's because that's what they're doing. This is my idea, right? I'm following them. So I want these lower prices. Oh, okay, the news gives it to us, whatever. Banking, fear, whatever. So you get a fake break, right? And that's a bullish pattern in itself. But how much buying actually occurred here? This is a wild kind of news thing, but it is a bullish pattern, and there's a lot of volume there. And you do see with all that activity, which you would expect, right? We didn't continue. We had a decent bounce, and then here you kind of see it in the background. So you see that there is actual, the highest activity is potentially buying into these down moves as expected, and a nice bullish pattern of a fake break there. The question going in now is, and I haven't bought yet here, but the question is, do I buy, do I start to work my way in before the big news Friday, right? Friday, first Friday of the month, non-farm, the employment rate, payrolls. So is that an opportunity maybe for one more drop in the market, right? Where we're going to, again, get those lower prices that we're looking for to buy. Or, and you see this at times too, where these opportunities to buy are coming pre-news. Again, maybe today, we got some news today, but it's not the big Friday news. And maybe that brings it down and gives the opportunity to buy, and we move up on Friday's news. So that's the only question, is timing, right? And as, you know, I'll track things. You know, for example, what would convince me to buy before the news Friday and really expect that we could get an up move? Again, who cares about fundies? Is maybe today, Thursday, we get a down move. And, right, just explaining the thought process here, just tracking them, really, tracking what the money's doing. And we clearly get rejected off lower prices on high volume. Today, perhaps. So you get, you know, a clear accumulation that's going on before Friday's news. Then a lot of times the background plays out on news. They're pre-positioned. It's not a surprise thing at all. That's one option. Again, the other idea is news going to have it drop down, freak everybody out, and give us some really nice lower area to buy, which isn't even that low. Again, you know, being patient on these down moves. We knew it was coming, but, you know, when do we start buying? When do I start buying? This isn't that low. That's completely reasonable. We just saw this pattern. It's very common. Of course, it's this. Mark a previous resistance, turn support in there, and a little extra something. So that's the question coming up. And I'm going to track things. I think at this point, I would like to see more evidence of higher volume buying off low prices, maybe one more time, right? And again, maybe in here, maybe another fake breakout. To convince me to start buying pre-news Friday, I want to see some high volume buying. You know, it would be today, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. So it could convince me to be in long before news. Again, I work my way in, so I'm not going to go in a, you know, it's all or nothing position. You know, it's position trading. It's working your way in. And if I buy before news and it drops on news on Friday and it gives me a bullish signal going forward off of that, showing a large demand, and it was accumulation, it was a trap move on Friday's news move. If that's the case, yeah, I'll look to buy Monday. I can buy more, right? So that's where I am on that. Haven't done anything yet, but so far so good. We wanted lower prices. We're starting to get them. Let's get convinced. Stop moving down as far as, you know, perhaps seeing the lower lows and lower highs. Bearish situation, maybe go into a range with fake breakouts, right, and see some accumulation. So maybe convince me before news, but we'll see also what happens on news. And let's continue through. Now, this is an interesting one here because this is what we were saying potentially as a buy in the last video, right? Saying it's coming down, let's wait for the buy. And there was no, I did not buy. I haven't done anything since the last video, nothing. So, you know, just watching price come down overall here for the most part. This did not convince me. As I was saying, if you want to keep it really simple with this type of trading, you know, if you're seeing the high volume into low prices and you don't continue, like I was saying in the last video, you don't continue down and you bounce off high volume. And also you want to see it rejecting price and not accepting the price, right? A lot of you, if you watch my channel, my courses, you know that. This accepted the price. It closed at or near the low. There's nothing bullish about this. Yeah, there was buying into it because it's such high volume overall, but yet it did not show itself to be an accumulation demand sort of area with that reaction, right? It actually continued down. That's just off hours. So the next day it just continues down as a result of the high volume. And that's not, you know, convincing me at all to buy. Whoever bought there is, you know, rushing the situation there. Nothing looks bullish about this right now. Okay, this did reject, but not with a lot of activity. So waiting for these lower prices, right? And this did not set up in this case. So let's see what else we could be looking at. There's the support. And okay, so what's key right here is getting to the support, and I really just below, ideally, just below, and rejecting that. Where's my, this is likely not done with the down move retracement. Likely it's not done. So the soonest opportunity is an attempt to break here, right? Double bottom fake break on high volume. And also, again, breaking structure. We have pretty clear downtrend structures we're looking at. So if we could double bottom and then make a higher high and not see supply coming in, we're expecting a markup after accumulation, right? So not convincing me at all here to buy yet. But that could change things on a big spike of demand, rejection on that pattern. What else is back there? Haven't been down here in a while. It looks like a big old fib. Okay. Kind of need that, huh? That's really old, but okay, well, fib's a fib, man. It's valid. It's good to know. We need to know this. That would be the spot then. So again, if this doesn't convince me on a fake break, right? No, there was it looks like last time it was here was that big demand. I'm on a daily chart, not showing up this time. So yeah, I am not convinced to start buying oil. You could see, and let's see if we get again the fake break here, or if it, showing that demand and everything, or even down here would be a great in the 50s. Yeah, right. Rejecting 618 on high volume, right? So expecting lower prices. What would make me buy sooner than that is if we have an imbalance to the upside that's showing much more demand than supply in this area. But I'd have to really, really see something convincing, and we'll track things as they go. But this is so far so good. We're getting our down move, and the chart says it's not over yet. Now we looked at gold last time, and saying, oh, actually, you know what? This looks kind of bullish. Remember? And we did see that some buying here, 618. And it did go and try to make that high. That's what we were talking about, actually looking for. I did not buy anymore, but maybe you saw that analysis. And there was weakness in the background. It did not convince me to buy more off of this. But we saw real time in the video. We said, oh, okay, gold's the one, right? Maybe look to buy that. Fake break pattern is bearish. Not a ton of volume on that. Let's see the 1 hour chart. This is likely to continue up and try to break that again. This is actually looking pretty bullish. Yeah, it could go off, it's gold. Do it at once. I'm holding a decent amount still, even though I closed, most of things I was holding. It's gold, and it's looking a bit more bullish as we saw last week. So this looks like, a test for selling off of a previous resistance that didn't bring much sell activity. So it's likely going to try to break that, right? Weakness did not come in, all that. And so this is looking very bullish. Yeah. And there is an inverse correlation here as we see this coming down, right? So this is all kind of pointing to, right? Down move is not over yet. Again, and don't forget you got to lock in like psychologically to the game, which was it was by January, it was by March. Right, basically, it was buy. And then, again, it was people realizing, oh, the market's actually doing okay this year, starting to buy, and then this is kicking those people out, right? We got to lock in with this storyline. These people are getting kicked out. Maybe one more down move here. And they're going to sell off to who? The big money, me following the big money. I'll buy that from you. The panic selling will come in. The banking crisis, unemployment rate's going to go up, or inflation, whatever. It's all rigged. And, scare everybody out, make them sell off to the people that know that this is really a buy opportunity down here. If we see it on the chart, then we go for it. So, how did I get here? So you see the inverse, though. And it's all pointing to... what I'm saying here. Let's see silver before I go. Silver, okay. This really got rejected. This is weakness coming in on silver. This is weakness coming in. So, and I'm holding a little bit, like I said. Maybe I'll close the rest, or, you know, whatever. Just not hold on to it anymore. Hold on to even less. If it's rejecting again, looks like it might try to do that and reject again. So really cover and get out of that, and then, you know, look to buy low. But if it breaks out into that high and it doesn't have that high volume rejection, then it's likely a real breakout. But that says we're probably coming down. Of course, it's a fake break of the previous high. We're probably coming down unless we can float through and not see that rejection again. Then, okay, I'll hold the bit that I have and do nothing. So, you know, don't chase price, of course. And finally, Bitcoin, let's look at that, which I did not expect any sort of up move once again in the last video, even though we were bullish. So, okay, it's time for a reset, and let's get rid of all this. Make it simple. So I won't do the analysis that got us here. It's all in the last video. And now looking at what we've done since then is continue to range. We've done nothing. And again, typically, I'm going to go back to this again. In this situation, all these buyers that come in here say, "Oh, Bitcoin doubled in price since 15. We're getting in. You know, we got to kick them out. We got to take their positions. Sorry, we got to take your coins." Don't hate the player. So these are going to be the ideal places. We got to squeeze them out. And so that could do it. And, you know, after a while, you see enough of this to start predicting. There may be some, you know, headlines, some news, you know, crypto fear, you know, and get that price down so we could make that little exchange there, perhaps. And then continue to, where are we going this year? 40, 50? 60? A million? All right. So, again, there you go. We're tracking it. I haven't done anything since the last video. And now you know what I'm looking for, right? I think we covered it. All right, cool. Let's see what happens. See what happens on news. If you want to play it safe, you wait for news. And maybe even get a better, lower price and get more confirmation to buy, you know, going into next week. If you want to be more aggressive, I would still wait to buy on some more confirmation of demand, right? And if it just moves up, things just start moving up, and news came and went. Let's say news is high volume, up move, right? Oh, I didn't get to buy, right? And it just moves up, and it's high volume leading to higher prices. So high activity with a result of higher prices, let's say Friday into Monday. Then I would consider it bullish. Again, very high volume. Then I would consider it bullish and go from there. How do I get in? Again, once again, right? And maybe be more aggressive and not waiting for down moves at that point, right? Okay, I think that covers it. After a while, if you're tracking this, if you're watching these videos and we're tracking things, you'll start to just see the same things over and over again. But I guess there's some nuances to learn too along the way, the different situations. Okay. Now you should be locked in, right? You know what we're doing. All right, guys. See you on the next one.